today's reading, we are diving into spirit baby messages for the year 2023. So if you're as excited as I am to find out what messages your spirit babies have for you in this year, then go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and stick around. Hello celestial beings, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. My name is Celeste Simone, and here on my channel I offer spiritual guidance to empower my celestial beings and heart-centered energy healing to help you align with your higher self. So if that is something that you are interested in, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining our family of celestial beings. Today's reading, we are tapping into spirit baby messages. So we have 4 piles here for you for this reading. Each pile I have used one of the animal spirit cards. So take your time, pause the video if you need to, and see which pile or piles you are most drawn to. Try not to think too much about what the meaning of the actual card could be, or if you are familiar with this deck and know the meanings behind them. Try not to pick your pile based on that, just because I will be using my intuition to interpret each one of these cards. So it may not be exactly what you were expecting, and also the cards themselves may not necessarily be the right pile for you, just based on their meaning and your interpretation of it. So just keep that in mind. This is more about getting your intuitive juices flowing to see which pile you are intuitively drawn to. And I would say also what helps is not to overthink it too much. So with pile number 1, we have the sea serpent. Pile number 2 is the cheetah. Pile number 3 is the lamb. And pile number 4 is the bat. Once you have found your pile or piles, you can head on down into the description box below where I've posted the timestamps for each one of these readings. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so take the messages that resonate with you and leave the rest. Those are most likely for somebody else who has also chosen that pile. But I do believe everything happens for a reason, so be sure to watch the reading all the way through to the end so you receive the message or messages that drew you to that pile. Let's not waste any more time. I can't wait to find out what messages your spirit babies have for you. So without further ado, I will see you over at your reading. Hello celestial beings who chose pile number 1. I have your pile here and your card. So you chose the sea serpent, and this card happens to be a spirit card. So it has the symbol of spirit. So it's not one of the elements, but it's actually the element of spirit or source for this deck. So first, tapping into the initial meaning of this card, which is associated with the sacral chakra, which is interesting because the card itself is actually a bluish green color, but it is connected to the element of water. That chakra especially is connected to water, which is in turn connected to our emotions. So when we're focused in on this chakra, it does connect us to deep-seated emotions and the healing of those. And so that's the initial message that I'm getting from this card itself. I'm also getting the message of energy, things hidden beneath the surface that are coming to light in a very powerful way, and that are being brought to the surface with the intention of healing, the intention of bringing them to the light and releasing them as well. So to me, the sea serpent is giving an energy of deep-seated power. I'm also kind of getting Kundalini energy as well from that, of awakening this inner serpent. The serpent as well, the symbol of the serpent, is connected to healing. So to me, this kind of emotional healing energy is going to be part of the lessons that you are learning throughout this year. And maybe it won't last the entire year. Maybe it's something that you are healing in the initial energy of this year. But I do sense that that's kind of the initial theme that we're getting. Now we're going to dive into the tarot cards too, and we'll get some even more messages. So let's see what they have to say. We have the 8 of Pentacles. I'm just going to move this sea serpent down to leave, so just to make some more room. With the 8 of Pentacles, we have the Lovers in reverse. I do read the cards facing you, but I do flip them so that they're kind of how they would be facing me, but facing you. All right, we have the Fool in reverse, Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Swords, and we actually have a sixth card for this group, and it is the Six of Wands. Awesome. Okay, lots of energy already coming through. Two major arcana cards right here in the center with the Lovers and the Fool in reverse. I'm getting the sense there's things that you have been distracted with on the surface. With the Eight of Pentacles, there's productivity. And I will say, so I feel as though this year is bringing you consistency and productivity. And there's an opportunity here to start to kind of reevaluate certain aspects. I almost feel as though something that you would like to change about your situation has kind of been put off and put off. And I feel as though this is the year where maybe it hasn't been intentionally put off, but you may have just been kind of working towards something else and kind of busy in other regards. So it's been hard to really shift this energy. And maybe you haven't even, you know, you may not be aware of it. This may be something at a spiritual level that is happening, and at a deeper soul level that has been, and because of the Sea Serpent, I am kind of brought back to that kind of like soul level shift in energy that is happening. And it's been almost as though the energy has been kind of keeping you working towards something consistently, and that's awesome. That's great. And I do feel like you're going to see some real benefits from hard work that you've been putting into things. But there's almost a lot of unknowns here with the Fool in reverse and the Lovers. There's also, I feel as though you may be feeling very untrusting of others, feeling as though you can't really share with others or open up to other people in your life. There's like a disconnect here where you're feeling afraid of letting go and opening up to others. This could be specifically with romantic partnerships because of past experiences. And I sense that your spirit babies are bringing this up as kind of what is being worked through and recognized during the year 2023 is this opportunity to know thyself better in order to connect deeper with those around you. I also feel as though this is kind of and this is through kind of an emotional healing process as well. I'm also hearing too is that some aspects of yourself, you still feel kind of like the odd one out. You may feel as though you kind of walk to the beat of your own drum. You see things differently. And these are actually going to be your power in 2023. You're going to really step into those things that you feel like makes you different, makes you stand out. You're going to step into them with fuller confidence and grow towards your authenticity and grow in your authenticity versus feeling like you have to hide those things and just kind of like go through your day-to-day. There's not going to be that feeling of like, I'm just going through the day-to-day to get it done and over with, and I'm not able to really express myself or be my true self. This is a year where you're stepping out of that, and there's opportunity here to step out of that. So a lot of times too is like we can have the opportunity to start fresh, or we can decline it, right? But the universe can only kind of present the way or offer up the opportunity, but we really have to take that leap of faith and take a step into the unknown of what our full potential could be. And I feel like opportunities like that are coming up for you on and off throughout 2023, depending on when you're really truly ready for that. There's support here from the universe is what I'm hearing from your spirit babies. Is there's support here for you to really step into your authenticity and to embrace that. And I also see from the Six of Wands specifically is that as you start to step out and take, you know, those little risks, those little like leaps of faith to be yourself and to maybe even express yourself in new ways, as you do that, you find that other people come out of the woodwork and kind of like join you in your pursuit of that. Now, it can be in very little ways. This doesn't have to be like you're kind of like leading a whole movement or anything like that, but maybe you kind of share your interests more and find other people with similar interests, and you embrace those things instead of trying to act like you don't care, you know. Or sometimes we think like oh, I'm not into that kind of thing, or you keep that like hidden from other people because you're afraid of the judgment. Whereas it's not so much that you can ever escape judgment from others, but more so that you're so confident in yourself, and just the fact that, like, you know what, I'm just gonna be this person and I'm gonna just say, like, this is what I like, in order for other people to feel also empowered to say what they like, what their interests are in, you know, what their obsessions are. Maybe they have, like, you know, I love things like nerdy things like Star Wars, or quote unquote, I guess you would say, nerdy things like Star Wars and all that stuff. Like, I love fantasy, I love sci-fi novels and books and movies. And sometimes though, if you say that kind of thing in certain crowds, they'll just roll their eyes and be like, that's for kids, or whatever, you know, the judgment is surrounding that. I don't even know anymore. Who cares, right? But you know, your passions for those things, or for me, I mean, it could even be tarot readings, you know, it could be this, like, being really interested in spirituality and reading books on manifestation and reading tarot cards and collecting tarot cards and talking about crystals and all these things, you know, like coming out as your true authentic self allows you to connect with other people who also love those things and who want to geek out with you about those things. And maybe you find out that, okay, not everybody likes them or can relate to you 100%, but you start to find that the people who are going to judge you fall away, or, you know, just no longer interest you, or some people who are not interested remain friends with you and are like, yeah, that's cool, like, you do you and like what you like, and we could still be friends, like, no big deal, you know? So that's just kind of like a simple example of how this could play out in 2023. But let's keep going with some more oracle cards. I feel like that's it for that initial message, but let's see what other themes we're seeing with this reading in particular. There's opportunities here for you to rediscover aspects of yourself that actually become very empowering, that maybe you did not want to admit to, or maybe not even admit to, but share and be open about. So we have the oracle card Perspective, and we have Messenger. So Messenger typically comes out for me whenever a spirit guide is present. We talked a lot about kind of like soul level guidance here. And I think I mentioned when I even saw the Lover's card, I felt like you were being supported. Yeah, we also have Messenger. So to me, this is saying your spirit babies are letting you know that they are supporting you, and they're sending messages as well. They're trying to send you messages to help guide you towards this new higher perspective of yourself and circumstances. There's something too that has to do with seeing yourself in a new perspective that allows you to kind of step out freely. There's leadership qualities too that are coming to the surface for you this in 2023. Those qualities are coming out in you because of this growth and change of perspective on either yourself or kind of your approach to others. All right, let's keep going. What else? Is there any messages I'm missing so far for my group ones that they need to know for 2023? Spirit babies, thank you for your guidance. Beautiful. Don't let pride get in your way. So this message is coming through to me. I don't know if you guys saw the musical Cyrano, the movie. Well, I didn't see I know it's also a play, but I just saw the movie with Peter Dinklage. Have you seen that? I don't know. Comment down below if you've seen it. I also really like musicals, to be honest. So I enjoyed watching that. But at the end of, I'll just give the context without trying not to spoil anything, because I do want to mention this kind of happens at the end, but I'm going to try to not spoil anything. I think I could do it. But the basic premise of the movie is that Cyrano is in love with a beautiful woman, but he feels that he is not physically attractive enough to earn her love in return. So he kind of hides behind a more attractive guy who, or man who is interested in the same woman and who the woman thinks she's in love with. So the whole time Cyrano's really speaking through him through these letters that this man's claiming rights to write. So that's just a really basic overview of the movie. But the whole idea is that Cyrano refuses to tell her how he really feels and to put himself out there and just let her know how much he actually loves her, and to let her know like that, you know, he's the one writing these letters. He's so afraid to tell her that his pride actually gets in the way of him being happy. And he learns, you know, this is ultimately the lesson he's learning throughout the movie and talks about at the end, of the fact that his pride got in the way. And I think what happens is when our pride gets in the way because of judgment, we actually diminish others as well, because we assume we know how they're going to treat us, right? So our own pride of being perhaps ridiculed gets in the way of us being happy. I don't know, that's so crazy, because I don't think I even understood the movie until right now, as much as I do just kind of like talking about this particular card with Leo energy. So the other aspect of this card, which is that it is the full moon in Leo, is that I feel like the Leo's part of yourself is coming out. You're wanting to express yourself more. You're wanting to be fully like out there in the world more as yourself. And again, this is going to allow for new opportunities to come in that were maybe blocked before, and for new relationships, romantic or otherwise, to also come in once we kind of let go of the possibility of like some people not liking us. Like, we're trying so hard, and I totally understand this. Is like, I do the same thing. Like, sometimes I'm worried about what I'm gonna say, because everyone can, you know, interpret a message differently. It's totally possible that something I say, as far as like what I intended it to be received as, doesn't get received that way. So it's like tricky. It's like a fine line we walk of trying not to be offensive or trying not to be judged also by something that we think or feel. So to me, I feel like 2023, you know, the message here from your spirit babies is like, this is your opportunity to step out in the world and really start putting yourself out there to finding that perfect person for yourself. If you're looking for a romantic relationship, or to feeling that sense of like inner wholeness with yourself. There's a new perspective you're gaining on life at a spiritual level. Wow. Okay. So awesome. We also have a win-win outcome is in forecast. So a lot of things are coming to fruition for you. Oh, and look at the, wow. Do you notice what I'm seeing? Wow. Perspective. Don't let pride get in your way. Messenger. A win-win outcome. I get that. So the colors here, do you, like, the colors are matching with these cards. So this is telling me like these are relating to each other. So you're seeing this perspective of like, I no longer am fearful of judgment. And then on the flip side, you're also being guided towards a big win in something that has been also feeling as though it's holding you back from starting your fresh beginning. And for some of you watching this, that may be pregnancy. So this could be your spirit guides, babies, offering you some reassurance here as far as a positive outcome to your manifestation, and just having a year that just where like luck is on your side. And lastly, we have show the world the real you. Oh my gosh, this is completely confirming kind of where we're going with this reading, which is that you are showing your authentic self in 2023. It's all coming out. Full moons, a lot of full moons here, 3 full moons actually, showing you coming to completion, coming full circle, the outcome, the final outcome, the final manifestation. Yeah, so this is again harking back to the fact that you have a unique perspective to share. So don't let fear, pride, however you want to kind of think of that, don't let that get in the way from and prevent you from reaching your outcome, your win-win outcome. Trust in those signs and that guidance. And one of the key factors here of the healing of this group is going to be showing your true self, being the real you and not hiding that, and really getting to the bottom of the real you. Because I feel like that is, you may have to work with others in order to dive into yourself and kind of reflect on feedback from others, whether it is true or not, whether maybe you've been basing your perspective of yourself on what others have told you, and now you're breaking free from that. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Okay, we have intuition. Wow, I'm gonna put intuition by messenger. I feel like your intuition, as we kind of like get into our authentic self, and we tap into ourselves and how we really feel, that's when our intuition can really start to speak to us. Because I was having this conversation with some friends about how many of us, and maybe even especially us as women, we kind of disconnect from our bodies. We get frustrated with our bodies if they're not meeting beauty standards, if they're not doing what we want them to do. Like if we're working out and they're not, you know, for example, like exercising to lose weight, and if we're not losing enough weight or something like that, we actually deny our own bodies and our own self, and we tear them apart a lot of times because of, for example, beauty standards. And I won't get into that too deep, but just as an example, we disconnect ourselves from our bodies and reject them. And part of having really strong intuition is to be fully connected to your body. So it's kind of hard to be intuitive and to be connected to our higher self if we're also judging our own bodies, and we're also denying our own bodies food or rejecting them in certain ways. So part of this is fully aligning with ourselves spiritually, mentally, and physically. And I do feel like you are enhancing your intuition by doing that this year. Okay. We have infinite blessings. This is a group who really is having like a win-win outcome for hard work that has been put into the situation. So, you know, putting the time into something is going to be showering you with blessings for this year. And I almost feel like it's going to be, again, like this like sprinkle of blessings throughout the year. And maybe I'm not getting the sense as though it's like just one big thing happening. I think you're going to find things just kind of like falling into place throughout the year to your advantage. So awesome. That is the message that came through. Let's see if one more card to see if I've missed any. And sorry if I drop the cards on the table. I know that's kind of loud and I try not to do it, but sometimes it just happens. Okay. Let's get one more card to find out if I've missed anything, if I'm missing any message that needs to come through for my group ones. All right, we have one. Contemplation. So to me, I think there's a message further that's relating back to this Page of Swords energy, and also the Fool too, but well, and I guess even too, we're looking as well at this kind of like mirror image, contemplating, going deeper within and really starting to learn. I'm hearing again, know thyself. I think this group this year is going to really be diving deep into not just like the psychology behind your, you know, who you are, also the essence of who you are and the depth of that, and the spiritual side of yourself, the soul level, the connection to infinite consciousness, like deep contemplation for this group. You may already even consider yourself somebody who is a deep thinker and has these big dreams and big ideas and plans, but then also kind of goes deep within yourself and kind of questions your own reality and your feelings. And I think if you haven't been that way already, I feel like you're really going to dive deep in that way. Maybe be journaling or talking, you know, these things out to the extent of really knowing yourself this year, to the extent where you're like, you know what, this is who I am in this lifetime, this is my experience, and rather than shaming myself for maybe not fitting certain standards or whatever that may be, as we all, you know, face as, you know, human beings, I think like you're really diving deep and tapping into this intuition, tapping into this resource of infinite blessings. Wow, group one, this is a great reading. Let's finish up with a final card from your spirit babies. Anything that I am missing for this group? This is a very, I want to say kind of like layered message and can come up in many different ways. So let's see. We have dance. This seems like a very simple card, but it's actually a very powerful card. It says dance, but it says find your heart's rhythm. Step lightly and swing with the melody. Close your eyes and let joy lead the way. This is the energy of being aligned with your individual flow and dance with the cosmos, with the universe. I feel like you're coming into alignment with this energy of being in the flow and allowing it to kind of sweep you up and guide you. It says find your heart's rhythm. We mentioned way at the beginning of this reading that you may even feel like you dance to the beat of your own drum, right? Way back when. And because of that, I do feel like now that this year is allowing you to embrace that rhythm and follow it to its conclusion, to its extent, and to its full potential. Wow, so group one, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I will link above to some other playlists, and if you are interested in specifically pregnancy messages, I will also link to that complete playlist now below. There's some pregnancy readings specifically for 2023, but I will also be doing readings with other spiritual guidance that you can check out. That's going to do it for this reading though. Comment down below, let me know that you did choose pile number one and anything else you would like to share with me. I would love to have a chat with you in the comments. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, but you are enjoying my energy. And if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button. That really helps my channel out and I appreciate it so, so much. That's going to do it for this reading though. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello group two, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. We have your Cheetah card right at the center, and we're going to tap in quickly and just see what other messages are coming through specifically with the Cheetah energy. Right away, we know that this is a fire energy for this particular deck, and the cheetah is the fastest land mammal. So to me, this energy, the card for this reading represents just like this really quick movement and things coming to fruition. I feel like you may even feel, I'm kind of like getting chariot energy, and the chariot's all about intuitive action and things kind of happening very quickly all at once. You may feel all of a sudden things just like opportunities just start falling in front of you, and things that you've been waiting on and looking for and, you know, trying to manifest and waiting for them to appear are suddenly just kind of like appearing left and right. You feel like it's very easy to kind of flow through this year because you're like, okay, I'm doing this, now I'm doing that. And before you know it, you know, months are flying by. So I do feel as though along with that, we have strong creative energy with fire signs and action. Yeah, so I'm getting action, intuition, intuitive movement, and really speedy results for you as well for 2023. So those are the initial messages. We're just going to put this card here for now while I kind of dive into your tarot cards next. All right, we have the Four of Wands in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, okay. We have the Tower in reverse, Seven of Pentacles, and lastly we have the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, very nice. Okay, there seems to be, and here we have the Tower energy, which aligns very much with this Cheetah card. So let's put this up here. Just move these down a little bit. Yes, so we do have the Cheetah energy in the Tower kind of connecting for me, because whenever the Tower happens, it happens very quickly and suddenly and abruptly, and it kind of shakes up our reality and forces change to happen. Typically, though, we know that a lot of the times that the Tower is sweeping through to get rid of things that are really no longer serving us, and that kind of had to go anyway. They had to kind of be removed. And if we don't remove them ourselves, then sometimes our guides, spirit, our higher self even, you could say, gets rid of it for us. And it's kind of like ripping the Band-Aid off too, in a lot of ways. So although that may be happening, and believe me, like I just recently pulled the Tower card, the Tower card for myself. So I know how that can be, kind of saying like, all right, what's it gonna be? But we see the Tower in reverse. So I feel as though for many of you, you may be moving out of this energy already. You may already know what this is, and you kind of already have faced it coming to this reading. And so you may be on the way out of this kind of energy. Now, when it's reversed too, it can mean that it's happening within. So rather than it being that you see kind of a disruption in your physical reality, you're more so feeling a disruption of things happening within, where you are finding yourself going through some shadow work to maybe deep-seated emotions are coming up for you. You're having to face kind of past traumas, or even just kind of negative feelings coming up that you're like not sure where they're coming from. They're kind of coming out of you and you're releasing them. So still a very like healthy process to happen, and usually, you know, it does tend to happen when it is most needed. So getting through that seems as though it's going to be a lot easier, because there's actually a lot of positive things coming in as well. I feel as though if this group has been trying to manifest some money, I feel like you are going to come into some good fortune in that regard, maybe even starting a new job. Seven of Pentacles, as you can see in this card, can often refer to pregnancy for some people. So that may be, you know, fertility may be something that this group is trying to manifest, and your spirit baby's kind of letting you know that that is on the horizon in 2023. Especially with the Page of Cups and the Four of Wands kind of in reverse. I feel like for some of you that is representing even maybe later on in the year, pregnancy happening. But regardless, there's something really beautiful being manifested in the physical that could be great wealth, great fortune, great good luck, really good luck after kind of facing a period of time of misfortune. Even it could come on the tail end of that, and it could almost happen like really quickly. It's almost to me like as this like Tower energy is swooping in and sweeping through, there's also this like really great wind or positive good fortune that just kind of comes up out of it unexpectedly and very quickly. So it's kind of all like, to me, like swirling together. But the weight of this reading really is in its fortune, because these cards are all right side up. So I do feel as though, although this is kind of happening very quickly, it's led very quickly by a series of fortunate events. Four of Wands and Page of Cups, it feels as though there's emotional loss and healing that does have to get worked through because of the difficulties of the situation. But again, it's kind of like, I'm hearing almost like best of times, worst of times. Like it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And I feel as though the best of times are kind of where you are leaving off, even though you kind of have to navigate through these like difficult emotions and loss, even in loss of security, loss of maybe feeling stable, you know, loss of some stability there. But the results are worth the wait almost. They're worth waiting for. and I just feel like it's all gonna work out. Like it's all gonna, the wheels of fortune, the wheels of fate are always turning, and destiny is turning in your favor, as you will see in the year 2023. And I feel like I'm hearing just from your spirit babies, like this is reassurance, this is reassurance, this is reassurance. Like that's, that is what I'm hearing. So let's keep going with some other themes for 2023. We have bravery coming through and joyful. Wow. All right, so these are the two cards, two themes coming through. Both the bravery to get through the Tower energy, right? And the joyful result of the final good fortune that you're left with for you and your significant other, for you and your partner, for you and family. But I feel as though you are able to come together. Like the symbols, the imagery of this couple are so connected that even though you're kind of mourning the ill fate, it's like you're together, you've strengthened a bond with each other at the same time. So there's joyfulness in this time of needing to be brave, in this time of needing to like save face in order to get through this. You find joy together and in each other's arms, almost, I'm seeing with this energy. So for many of you, this could be a partner, a romantic partner. For others, perhaps this is a friendship or family member who you know, is offering you that shoulder and that embrace. Okay. Don't let your past hold you back. Wow. This is so powerful. And this is the South Node card. But very literally, I mean, we're talking about the difficulties of the past, getting through those and not letting them keep you from the joy that is wanting to come through for you this year. All right, so be sure, you know, you tie up loose ends, you put aside that past and not allow it to hold you back. Now, the South Node is also kind of like our past life lessons and karma, things like that, from either our childhood or past lives that we were working through towards our North Node. So in this case, though, I do feel like this is relating directly back to what we're seeing with this Tower energy, is kind of getting out of that, overcoming that, having the bravery to overcome that past, but not letting it dictate your future and your ability to, or not even ability, but just kind of like your openness to allowing joy to come back in again in this year. And your spirit babies want you to be able to heal. They want you to be able to put that to rest. And although, I mean, maybe that's incredibly difficult to do, or it seems impossible to do, but hopefully if nothing else, you know, this confirms for you, because you chose this reading, right? Like your intuition brought you to this point in time, to this reading, to right now, to receive a message. And if this message resonates with you, you know this message is aligning with you. This message is for you. And it's saying that, you know, it's okay to to release the past, basically, and to step into this year, which is wanting to bring you joy. All right, let's pull another card. Actually, I got two. Okay. We have Gibbous Moon, and it says you're very close to achieving your goal, Group 2. You're so close. And I do feel like that is what we're seeing here, right? It's like you're on your way to achieving this goal, this new goal. This is something new, and you may not even see this yet. You may not know what this is yet, but you're very, very close to getting this pentacles, this coin, this win, you know, and you're so close to it. So yes, I think we even said this too, is luck is on your side, Group 2. You're very lucky and you're very close. Like this is happening quickly for this group. You won't have to wait long, especially, you know, no matter when you're seeing this video. It doesn't really matter when you catch this video in 2023. And maybe even these messages resonate for you right now. And this is just whatever year you're in, this is resonating with you right now. Luck is on your side. This is for you. This message is for you. Luck is on your side, and you are going, and look at this arrow hitting its mark. Luck is on your side. You're getting there. This is a new moon too. It's a fresh start. It's a fresh start, an ace of pentacles, the new beginning, allowing you to really, really like finally feel happy about the results of this situation. Okay, let's keep going. We have more oracle cards to get through, so let's see what they have to say. Oh, just looking for one. What else does group 2 need to know right now? What else does group 2 need to know? Let us find out. You are worth it. Yeah, I feel like this group could feel a bit jaded by past situations, past experiences, especially coming out of Tower energy can just be like, ugh, like what's gonna go wrong next kind of a feeling. I totally understand that if you're kind of feeling that. You are worth it kind of brings it back into perspective and just lets you know, hey, you know, you are not broken. You don't, it's not like, you know, there's not some like hidden karma here that's like keeping you from good fortune. It's like just divine timing, and that's Wheel of Fortune energy, is that divine timing of like you just have to wait for the stars to align, you know, to receive this kind of a thing, or to receive this good fortune, this good luck. You are 100% worth it. We also see the big picture came out as well. To me, and with the big picture, we're seeing very much a similar energy of like the results, where what Seven of Pentacles talks about is like planting seeds and then seeing them flourish, seeing them grow, and like feeding them. See how she's kind of like sending rainbow energy to her flowers or her plants, like and they're growing, which also we have Pentacles, which is earth energy. So very, very similar to that. We are also in the year 7 in numerology for 2023. So we're seeing with the Seven of, and I've even seen some intuitive saying that the Seven of Pentacles best represents the year 2023 in their intuitive opinion. So yeah, so I feel as though, and of course it is 7, so there's no denying that, but I'm getting the sense that with this card is kind of like part of the message here is you're finally able to see the big picture, because you're seeing the final outcome or the results of a lot of hard work or a lot of kind of energy put into something. You're seeing the fruits of your labor, the results of putting those intentions out there. You're actually seeing, you know, things coming to fruition, maybe slow and steadily, but still seeing progress. And I think that's going to be really worth it in the end. I think we kind of did say is like worth the wait is a message that's coming through for this group. So all right, let's check with your spirit babies for some further messages and guidance. What else does group 2 need to know? We have gratitude and appreciation. So this is going to be a year where you're feeling grateful. You're really appreciating what you have, and even I feel like the connection that you're cultivating with others. You're appreciating the connection between you and perhaps your significant other or your romantic partner. And there's this feeling of being grateful for what is being given to you. I feel like that's bringing a lot of joy, being grateful for the luck, for achieving those goals. Yeah, and again, remember, we have you're very close to achieving your goal. So one of those main goals that's been on your mind, you're able to achieve this year, and there's just a feeling, or even like an outpouring, I feel like, of gratitude and appreciation for that. Oh, this feels great. This is just such a good energy for this group. Let's keep going with some final oracle cards. Let's see, we'll get at least one more oracle card for my group 2s. Oh yeah. And we ended up getting 2 actually. Wow, you guys got manifestation and love. Look at this, is that image again. Oh my gosh, can I just put these images next to each other? If you have not met this person already, there is some real, look at this, is the same like positioning. I don't know how to explain it. It's like they're all this couple. You may even be, you probably know if you're watching this reading, you probably know what this is about, but this is love. Like you are in a loving, many of you are in a loving relationship, or manifesting a loving relationship. So let's read that one first, just because I love, it's so cute. Like it is so cute. They're like hugging each other. Okay. It's so sweet. Listen to your heart, embrace what makes you happy. There are 1 million reasons to love. And then we also have your dreams have untold energy. Open the door and let them live. Desire and belief are your power. So group 2, what a beautiful reading. Your spirit babies want you to know that you are loved, that they are sending you love and appreciation, and that this energy of 2023 is going to be one of love. I mean, love is such a powerful energy. It's like the most powerful energy, right? It's like pure unconditional love. This is helping you manifest together. Maybe you already have a partner you're manifesting with. Maybe you're manifesting each other into your lives. And your spirit babies see this, you know, they have this higher perspective. They can kind of see the bigger picture that we cannot see. And they know, I mean, you could even see like this love, almost like they're sending you love. They're sending you assistance with this manifestation. And I just get this warm feeling that they're like so happy and so proud of your bravery throughout this difficult past that you've been facing, this tower energy of the past. And they're like, you deserve, like, you're so worth it. Like, you deserve this good luck, this positive fortune that's coming your way. And you're going to be so happy and so grateful when you receive this. So feel free to claim that in the comments below. Let me know you chose pile 2, and anything else you'd love to share with me. I would love to have a chat with you in the comments below. I will also link above to another one of my pick a card readings to check out next, and below to a complete playlist. I always list in these types of readings my pregnancy playlist, so you can check out another pick a card reading if you are hoping to manifest pregnancy in 2023. I have a reading all about that. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this reading. I would love it if you would consider hitting the subscribe button if you do resonate with my energy, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. I appreciate that so much, and it just really helps my channel out too. That's gonna do it for this reading though. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello celestial beings who chose pile number 3. I have your pile right here, and I have your card as well, your animal spirit card with the lamb right at the center here. So we're going to take a moment just to kind of tap into the energy of the lamb and any messages that want to come through. I am feeling for this group with the lamb, I keep hearing in like a lion out like a lamb, that kind of like expression for the seasons. And to me, that's kind of saying that for you, group 3, 2023 is kind of lamb energy. It's more soothing, it's more relaxing, laid back, maybe slower pace, fresh energy, but also gentle, you know, almost being easy on us after maybe this group maybe you feel like you've had a lion kind of a 2022 year, you know, previous years been kind of like intense or kind of extra, and now you're moving into some lamb energy, which I feel like for this group it's like kindness. It's almost like your spirit babies are kind of saying like the energy is just kind, it's just gentle, it's just giving you almost like a moment to just kind of rest and be peaceful. This is also a earth energy card in this deck. So we have the sign, which feels as though it's grounding a lot of energy as well. And that can be very soothing to feel a little more grounded, a little more stable, kind of like the lamb energy. You know, you think of a lamb kind of its first time walking on kind of unsteady legs at first, but then gaining confidence and momentum. It may feel at first in the beginning of 2023 as though you're a little unstable. You're kind of coming off of like a hectic year, or a difficult year. Now you're starting to regain that stability and just taking it slow, taking it one step at a time to regain your balance and start to regain that confidence back in yourself and in your inner stability, your inner groundedness, and connectivity and productivity too. So take it easy on yourself for 2023. Don't be too hard on yourself. I almost feel like don't like set huge goals that you feel are really heavy and like give yourself like huge, I guess, expectations on yourself. Not that you can't still aspire to great things this year. I feel like that's always going to be a great, a great thing to do is to have like big, aspirations that you're working towards. If that resonates with you, do what you intuitively feel guided to. But don't feel too bad about if you feel like you're still kind of trying to regain energy, or if you feel like you're kind of having to start over in some ways. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get everything done right away. It almost feels like the energy wants you to kind of slow down, take it easy, and be gentle with yourself. Okay, so that's the initial energy and messages I'm getting for my group 3s. Let's just put your card aside for now to dive into your tarot cards. Next, we have Temperance in reverse. We have the Page of Pentacles. Oh, it's just kind of like a lamb energy here with the Page of Pentacles or the earth energy there. We have the Three of Cups, Ace of Wands. Awesome. And we also have the Knight of Pentacles. All right, and let's shuffle for just one more tarot card for my group. There we go. Okay, Eight of Cups. That was easy, right? All right, it wanted to come out right away. So I feel like this message is kind of continuing here. We have the Temperance card first in reverse here. And with the Temperance, it's all about harmony, right? It's all about harmony and balance, alchemizing a higher version of ourselves or of the energy surrounding us into something more advanced, improvements, a higher vibration, kind of like turning something into, by working with it, you're turning it into something better. So really harmonizing energy. And because we're seeing kind of like being a little off balance, being a little off kilter, maybe getting set off kilter by 2022 in some ways, just like reevaluating our energy. That's what I feel like is kind of the message coming through for 2023, is your spirit babies want you to know, this is just going to be a time to, at least in the beginning, maybe not the entire year, but at least to start wherever you're at, kind of seeing this message, is to just kind of start rebalancing and doing what is needed for you to ground yourself and kind of like reevaluate kind of everything and where you're at right now and where you want to be going. Now, I also feel like this feeling of lack of harmony, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, Temperance is a symbolic card and is a spiritual card, but it's kind of happening naturally, right? It's kind of happening through our intentions and through our experiences that we're learning and we're growing, basically. Both at a physical level, mental, spiritual, emotional level, soul level. And when Temperance comes in, it's kind of saying like, whatever we're experiencing right now is actually teaching us and allowing us to grow and to enhance our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. So I do feel like that is taking place for my group 3s. Interestingly enough, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and Page of Pentacles. So to me, there's some point in the year where you're going to actually gain like a new passion for something. It could even be reignited passion for something that you kind of lost track of. And it could be something that you put on pause or had to put on pause to kind of get through last year, and now you're just kind of like taking it one step at a time. All of a sudden you start to feel like, oh, I'm ready to like tackle this again, even in a new way. because you're moving on from certain things. You're letting go of the previous lessons. You're releasing them, you're using them to help you learn, to grow, but you're kind of like healing from those and recovering from that. I also feel too is like there's a lot of happy, fun times, just like doing some fun things, treating yourself, like just taking time with friends, reprioritizing just kind of like things to just do for fun. Because maybe before you felt like you were pushing yourself, you may have been like really going hard at it, like in 2022, where you're like, I have to get this done, I have to figure this out, or just putting the work in and then feeling like maybe you didn't get as far as you wanted to, or feeling as though you had some setbacks here or there, or just that it was like intense to go through. And I think there's a reprioritization in 2023 for you, where you're saying like, let's just have a little bit of fun, you know, let's like tone it down, just have like a little bit of fun, nothing crazy, nothing wild, but like just bringing that back in again, like saying, maybe even like spending a little money on something that's fun to do. Like me and my friend recently did one of those escape rooms. Have you ever done that before? Let me know, comment down below if you've ever done an escape room. But it was just so fun, and something that I'd always been meaning to do, but felt like it was just kind of like, you know, there's no real ultimate goal to it because it's just like an hour of fun. You know, it's not like you're working towards anything in the long run. It doesn't have to do with work, it doesn't have to do with passion projects or anything. It's just like something fun to do, like playing a game with your friend. So yeah, I feel like this would really benefit this group and actually help you to kind of reignite your passions again, like getting excited about things for just the fun of it versus trying to figure out the outcome. Like I'm almost getting with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is like maybe an earth energy like Virgo, where Virgos are great at like accomplishing tasks and staying on task and completing things. But sometimes if you lose the other elements of that, like if you lose just the for the fun of it, that some of the fire sign energy kind of brings in, and we all have all the, you know, we all have all the zodiac energies and stuff within us in some way, shape, or form. But when we so I'm not like calling any Virgos out by any means, but if we if we lose sight of like just doing things for the fun of it, then it can feel very like grueling. So that message wanted to come through for group 2s. It's like being playful, like a little, like a baby lamb, like just like doing things for the fun of it and not doing it for like this greater meaning or purpose of like achieving something. It's going to be really important in 2023. And that's a message that your spirit babies wanted to come through. So let's keep going because we do have, oh, let's pull from the Celestial Oracle card. Celestial Rose. Ooh, refinement. Refinement is exactly what we were talking about with the Temperance card. Is sometimes refinement comes from letting go. That message wants to come through. It's like sometimes just surrendering to having fun and being playful and being childlike actually helps you refine at an even deeper level. Deconstruction or destruction. So breaking down, that's an interesting card. I want to pull actually a confirmation of that. I feel like what had to be destroyed. Oh, okay. Manifestation. So what it was destroyed in 2022 that you're now re-evaluating your manifestations in new ways. You're almost like, it's almost like something had to be destroyed or ended, or, and by destroyed, I don't mean like literally blown up. I just mean like your expectation of something was dismantled, or your idea of something was destroyed. So you thought it was going to work out this way, but it completely went a totally different way. And that kind of like disrupted your idea of the situation. So sometimes through destruction as well, we find refinement, and it's leading us to our manifestation. So I think that's one thing that your spirit babies want you to know is like, whatever felt like it was kind of ripped away from you or ended or did not work out, is actually leading you towards a manifestation in 2023 that is going to reignite this passion. All right, let's keep going. I feel like that's the message that wanted to come through there. Wow, your cards are just like instantly falling out. Ooh, we have the answers you need are coming, full moon in Gemini. See, this is why I almost feel, and full moon in Gemini, like I almost feel like Geminis, you know, we love to just kind of like hang out and chit chat, shoot the shit with our friends. Like we love that, right? So it says the answers you need are coming. You may even find you gain answers by just having like fun with some friends. Like it's almost like insights come from unlikely places for this group. And those unlikely places are going to be like communication and answers through other people for fun, like unexpected interactions that just lead to like clarity for this group. Cool. Okay, so that's like a pretty neat insight as well. Let's see any other let's see any other messages. Ooh, flying out. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. So this really did, you know, this is kind of letting me know too, is like what we said before, where it was kind of like you were working so hard that it almost became unpleasant. Like it just felt, it was no longer fun anymore. So you may, for some people, and I feel like this group, this message is coming through, is for some people in certain times of our lives, like the best thing to do is to not do anything, is to like take a step back and put things on hold or like drop them for a little bit. And that means different things. So that could mean something different for each person. I know there's some things like we can't just stop doing because we are obligated to our jobs. We can't just stop doing them. But I almost feel like if you've been pushing and there's ways that you can kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna like not push this energetically even, or like maybe you feel your whole body is like dependent on a certain outcome. Sometimes just letting them go for a little bit is actually what is needed to allow your hard work to really pay off, because obviously what you put into this is coming to some kind of fruition or manifestation, but something is being destroyed before it can be revealed. And we're seeing a time for healing as well, which reminds me, you know, if we're bringing back to this 8 of Cups with the balsamic moon, a time for healing. I feel like for this group, this new start, this fresh beginning is going to come from like the healing energy of playfulness and childlike wonder, kind of like just relaxing your tight grip on the outcome and being kind of open to how it wants to come in for you. There's definitely a, you know, this is going to definitely be a year of healing for, I almost feel like healing from difficult work. Like you may even physically be healing. Some of you may be healing from physical medical conditions, or maybe like a surgery or something like that. Maybe you know you have that set up this year and you're going to be taking time to heal. That's actually going to force you to kind of put things on hold and kind of force you to just relax and take it easy and like just enjoy being with people who you're having fun with, right? Like there's nothing you can do. You can't work hard. You can't really be productive for that time being. It's kind of like that energy where the universe and you know, your spirit baby are like, hey, you know, putting something on pause doesn't mean your manifestation won't come through for you, because the answers that you need are coming. It just means that, you know, you're needing that time to really heal, to have fun a little bit and take things slow with this Lamb energy, being gentle on yourself. That even means like physically being gentle. Like maybe you are burnt out. You have been working hard. It's gonna pay off. Trust that it's paying off, but just be easy on yourself. Yeah, that's the message that wants to come through. So let's keep going, because I do feel like there's more oracle cards for my group 3s. Okay, what else do group 3s need to know? new experiences and possibilities. So you're not cutting yourself off from these new beginnings and fresh starts this year. Even if you might feel right now like you haven't gotten enough done, I feel like if anything, you've gotten more than enough done. This may even be a group where, you know, not everybody has the motivation and the work ethic that you do, but there's confirmation for you, group 3, right? Like your intuition chose this pile. I always want to remind people, your intuition chose this pile. Like I didn't tell you to choose this pile. You were drawn, and your intuition is bringing you to this pile because something in here is going to resonate for you. And when it does, that's your intuition telling you this is what you need to hear. Like this is for you. So specifically for this pile, I feel like you maybe even need to hear like you have a strong work ethic. You work really hard. You have put a lot of energy into this, into your goals, into your aspirations. And wherever you're at right now is exactly where you need to be for the next answers to come in, for illumination, for new understanding to be shown to you, to reach new and higher and greater levels. So and I think that's also why your hard work is paying off came through with the new moon in Capricorn, is because like you deserve that confirmation of knowing that like you've been working really hard. And it may feel like it's never enough, you know? It feels that way sometimes when we like are working super, super hard and we're just, either we feel like we're getting nowhere or we feel like we are crawling. And some of you may be frustrated to hear, like with the Lamb card, that may be really frustrating to hear that things are slow, things are taking it easy. It's comments like, no, we want results, right? So know that you actually have been doing more than enough. And this is actually really needed for you for right now. But know too that you're still, even if you're not working, however that appears, right? Like however that effort, that energy appears for you to be putting out there, there's still new experiences and possibilities coming in. There's still opportunities for new illumination, for new understanding and healing. I mean, when you think about the muscles, and if we talk about like weightlifting and strength training, it's actually during the times of resting when the muscles rebuild stronger. And if we didn't rest, our muscles could never rebuild stronger. So you would never gain muscle. You would never get stronger and stronger and stronger. So the results of all your hard work would never show up for you, strictly speaking, as like weightlifting. And you know, and that's like a very real and tangible example of this. But this also happens at an energetic level and a spiritual level and a, you know, universal level, where it's like without the rest, there's no rebuild and there's no ultimate manifestation that results. So just like the tide kind of pulls in before a tsunami too. I mean, it has to pull away first in order for it to come in stronger. So that's what I do feel, is I feel like these possibilities, these experiences, they still can come in for you even if you're not going. We forget that though. I think in society, or at least I know, like I have experienced that, where it's like we forget that the rest is just as important as the movement, as the action. And even more so, I mean, our brains need rest every single day, and if we didn't rest, we would just go insane, like you know. So rest is just as important. Laughter, oh, so cute. Okay, we have like two little fairy cherub type characters on these oh, I think they're like fairy horses. I know I guess that would be a Pegasus, but like their wings are like fairy wings. They're kind of like fairy horses. That is so cute. And they're like running and playing and laughing. Yes, this group, I think, you know, this is confirmation for you. Like, take as much time as you can to have fun and like laugh and be playful and not feel like everything you have to do has to like be directly related to the manifestation you're trying to achieve or accomplish. And that could be really hard. I feel like that's really hard for me. I just resonate with that so much because it's just so hard to just do nothing. Like even when I'm trying to rest, I feel like, oh, I should be like doing more. I should be doing more readings. I should be doing more posts or whatever to, you know, to continue to support my tarot business. But you know what, like how can I show up for you 100% if I'm never resting fully? All right, we have discernment. Let's see the truth of the situation. Use common sense and do not be fooled. Pay attention, your intuition knows. So discernment can mean using discernment with what you put your energy towards, what you know, being more selective about what you agree to doing, to working on, you know. There's also a level here of like listening to your intuition about what the truth is. And there's a lot of messages here for this group, especially of like gaining the answers that you need, being illuminated to something. So I feel as though if your intuition is telling you, you know, to maybe take a different course or not trust certain people even, I feel like your spirit babies are saying like trust your own intuition and guidance, and if something feels off or feels too good to be true, then it is. I feel for this group that may be important for you guys to know. But ultimately with discernment, I do feel like for most of you, the majority of you, this is about being discerning with your energy and with your effort. Because if we just try to be everywhere all at once and everything to everyone, we kind of, you know, it's a detriment to our own physical health. So that's going to be important for this group too. I feel the importance of like physical health and well-being is should be a priority. Oh, and we have kindness. Okay, I mentioned the energy of kindness for this group because of the lamb. Where is our lamb? Here it is. Oh, it's like the sweetness, kindness. It says live with compassion, open your heart to all life forms, be an angel with hands. Yes, I do feel like your spirit babies are kind of just being like, be kind to yourself this year. And that's not to say that you weren't kind to yourself or other years, but I do feel as though you may especially be needing that kindness this year and giving yourself freedom, giving yourself the flexibility to say no to certain things, or to take a time out even and just kind of laugh with friends and have fun, do something for the sake of it being fun versus like having to do with work all the time, or having to do with, you know, reaching some kind of like a means to an end basically. All right. Yay, group 3, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I'll link above to another pick a card reading for 2023 if you're specifically looking for pregnancy messages. Also down below, I will post and have in the description box a link to my complete playlist of specific pregnancy messages. This is what your spirit babies wanted you to know for this particular reading, but I do have other spirit baby messages that I will link to for you guys to check out. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know if this did resonate with you or you found this helpful, and even just letting me know which pile you chose would be awesome. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't done so already. It really helps my channel out. And please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. I would love that so, so much. I love that our family of celestial beings has been growing, and I just appreciate you guys and love sharing energy with you and sharing these messages. So I hope that's been helpful, but that's gonna do it for this reading. I hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello celestial beings, I have a pile right here, pile of tarot cards along with your card, the Bat. So we're going to tap into this card first and just see what kind of messages come through. First off, this is the air element, and I'm definitely being drawn to the full moon as well for this card. So bats are nocturnal animals. They come out at night and they are associated with the element of air. So I feel as though this group is, I'm getting the sense that you're kind of diving into the unknown this year. There's a lot of new things coming in. I feel like it may even be it may even feel like you're starting something that there are a lot of unknowns to, like unknown territory. But the bat finds itself comfortable at night and protected at night, and communicates in a very unique way. So I also feel like, especially with the air sign as well, I feel like you are gaining your voice this year, or even just enhancing your communication as well, and finding new ways to do things, finding new solutions in like completely new ways. Like I feel like very transformative energy with this initial card, being that you're going to be like transforming into this kind of like new version of yourself, like revealing this new version, but not just yourself. Like it's almost like new path, like a new path. And it could have to do specifically with communication, with like your influence on others. I'm also getting kind of like education type energy, like new knowledge bases. And this is definitely a group where there's the most change, I feel like, for this group in 2023, where you're able to move into big changes. And this would be things that you are looking for, that you're focused on and set out to achieve and change. And being able to kind of like embrace those changes is going to be a big part of this year as well. So that's exciting. I can't wait to kind of see what changes to expect for this group. So let's keep going. I'm gonna move this card up here, and we're gonna dive into your tarot cards next. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 7 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and the King of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm going to shuffle for your 6th card, group 4. Just looking for one card for my group 4s. Oh, and the King of Cups. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was just checking to see if we flipped over any others. Okay, group 4. We have some challenges. This is overcoming challenges in a way that is, it's almost like being the better person, following your heart and not letting corruption, like not allowing the corruption of others or like toxicity of others to force you to be somebody you're not, or force you to like approach things in a way that just feels misaligned. I feel like this group has such a deep kindness and like strong, I'm getting strong empath energy, where you may even feel at home in the dark too, like at nighttime, connected to the moon. There's like psychic energy for this group too. And I feel as though what can be frustrating is like trying to keep up with society's expectation or with other people's expectation. It's like you just can't ground yourself. You just can't like force yourself into this mold of what society tells you should be going for. So your spirit babies are coming through to kind of say like, whatever you've been forcing yourself to try to fit into, you don't have to do that. Like this year, you're going to embrace your like who you really are, but specifically to an extent of like your inner power and how you really feel about things. Not how you think you should feel about them, but like how you really feel about them. There's, I think a lot of your stress, this message is kind of coming through as like, I think a lot of the stress and inner conflict or anxiety that you face and feel is being resolved this year because you are learning that like there's people around you who are forcing you into this state of like anxiety. There's people who are putting things on you that aren't necessarily true, or telling you things that aren't necessarily true about yourself to keep you like in this state of anxiety. I don't know why that is a message coming through for this group. That may not resonate for everybody. I know it's very specific, and it's not necessarily that I'm telling you like there's bad people in your life. This would be something where you feel this way and the cards want to confirm for you that struggle. For some of you, maybe you're not like, oh, the people around me are bad per se. It's just that you're feeling overwhelmed by expectations in general. Like you may just feel overwhelmed and want to kind of like hide and escape them. But instead, I feel as though for this group, it's going to take a shift in environment. I'm hearing that because I feel as though you may be the bat, but you've been trying to force yourself to come out in the daytime. Like you're connected to the moon energy, but you're trying to like force yourself into the sun and it hurts, like it's uncomfortable. And I just mean that as like a metaphor for shifting environments. So for some of you, that could mean like you are in a work environment that is very high stress, or is for you high stress, like specifically, like it's just not where you strive. And this year is going to be about like first learning what makes you feel joyful, like where do you find your peace, where do you find your happiness, and embracing that fully instead of trying to fit yourself into a round peg in a square hole. That's what I feel like is kind of what and there's nothing wrong. Like I've done that to myself too, where I'm like, I really want to be successful in this area, so I kind of like pushed myself into that area and pushed myself out of my comfort zone to try that. But then when I realized like it wasn't where I should be, like I just felt like I shouldn't be here, I felt like that was because I was inadequate and not just that the environment didn't fit me. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know in the comments below. But that's what I'm seeing for this group, is kind of like you've been trying to put yourself in a round peg in a square hole. You've been trying to fit yourself into a place. Maybe it is like a group of people. Maybe it is a workplace. Maybe it's kind of feeling like the black sheep of your family, or like the bat of your family, and needing to come out and excel in a different environment. Being able to communicate that clearly to others, being able to speak your truth, I feel like is something that's happening this year in 2023. So those were the initial messages that wanted to come out. I am feeling guided to now. Let's shift into the oracle cards. What else does group 4 need to know, spirit babies? Let's see, what did they have? What did they want you to know? Good fortune. Ooh, yeah. This is a stroke of good luck too. I feel like when I created these particular cards and I put the lightning bolt on this card, and I've said this before, so sorry if you already heard this, but I put the lightning bolt because I felt as though it was like a stroke of good luck whenever this card came out. So it may even feel like out of the blue, you kind of like get this positive result or this positive outcome, and it kind of transforms things for you. It's like, it's very transformative and changes your trajectory too, because we do have, ooh, divine timing. Love that. And we have the full moon on both full moons on divine timing as well. So your divine timing has to happen at the right hour, like at the stroke of midnight, kind of a like stroke of good luck at midnight. Like it feels like all of the symbolism is again leading you back to your environment, like the perfect setting, the perfect ideal setting for everything to fall into place is where you're being guided to. And that's 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is that final result of like the final outcome that is good fortune and happiness and relationship, like positive relationships as well. This could also be for some of you with the King of Cups, a new romantic partner, or a understanding your partner at a deeper level, like romantic connection coming in for this group. Okay, we have 2 more. I'm gonna go with that. We have intuition and dream. Yeah, I mentioned this group is kind of empathic, And I feel as though you have this dreamy, watery energy, Piscean type energy, where you're connected with your intuition. I find that a lot of you guys on my channel tend to be very intuitive, very connected to divine feminine energy as well. So I feel like your receptivity, especially this pile though, like your receptivity to receiving this energy, these messages and this intuitive energy is very strong and powerful. I also feel like you may be a dreamer, and you, again, that may be a reason why you feel, I mean, we talk about dreams and the night time energy. You may be like a night owl, where that's when you come alive. You gain messages at night. You feel connected to spirit at night. So embracing that and recognizing you're not alone in that, because it's like we're just a different breed of people. I'm also very night owl. I'm recording this, you know, at night. Everybody's asleep, and I feel like, you know, the energies of night is what kind of ignite me and bring me to life again. So I feel like you're feeling that, and in some ways, like the isolation of that, or the worries surrounding it. I'm getting another message with 10 of Swords, just putting that out there. 10 of Swords coming through. There's a specific message for some of you with the 10 of Swords. Your sensitivity also to others can give you, can kind of cause you to take on their energy and also take on their anxieties too. So this group would benefit from some ongoing healing and cleansing of your energy. And for that reason, I am being guided to send this group some healing energy. Some healing energy, I'm getting heart chakra healing energy. Very empathic group. You take on other people's energy a lot. I feel like it's, in some cases you would rather, you know, miss out on something than see other people in pain or disappointed or upset. So sometimes you put yourself, you know, second, or you put other people first and their needs and wants first. And you can sometimes suffer from that. I also feel like at night, if you do tend to get some anxiety, then there would definitely be some help here from meditating on that. Your spirit babies are actually coming through with a lot of energy for you guys. And they're almost giving me this message of like, it's coming from them directly. So if you want to accept this energy, feel free, you know, if you feel guided to. I would love to just see you kind of commenting hearts, you know, in the comments below, however many hearts. And I would say too, is like, if you want to choose what color feels right for you, sometimes I'll say like, you know, comment 2 green hearts for the heart chakra, comment 2 red hearts for the whatever energy I'm trying to send. But for this group, I feel as though there's just like this rainbow of energy for you. And if you want all the energies of the rainbow for your chakras through this energy, I'm just kind of being guided, like, post whatever colors you want, whatever colors you feel guided to do. I feel like that's coming through. The energy of your spirit babies is coming through to heal, to send healing energy. And I've done remote healings before, guys. It is effective. It really works. Like, that has been my experience. So yeah, so I don't just say this. I truly 100% believe in these energies and sending intentions. So yeah, if you want to receive that, feel free. You could comment down below, or just, you know, within yourself, accept the energy from your spirit babies. They want to bring that to you right now and help you to heal, because this is a beautifully sensitive, intuitive group. You're coming upon some major good fortune. And I also want to thank your spirit babies, just because I feel like I'm being healed right now through this reading. And I'm super, super grateful for that. That's amazing. Awesome. Okay. I am being guided to keep moving. So let's pull some cards from the Moonology deck. What else do my group 4s need to know? What else do they need to know? We have take time to breathe. Take time to breathe out. This is the disseminating moon. This is a time where again, I feel like you've been holding on to energies of other people. And the environment that you're in almost like could even potentially breed this kind of stress, like that, you know, and you may need some time alone to breathe out, to disseminate the energy of others that has kind of gotten maybe even just caught up in energies of others. Like it's just kind of like accumulated. You may find that you need to release through like a specific practice, maybe meditation. You may be guided to do energy healing or meditation with, you know, specific people, maybe getting an energy healing session. I do offer one-on-one tarot readings and healing sessions where we tap into what is needed to be released. So you can find those on my website, celestesimone.com. I can send remote healing through those readings as well. You might feel guided to do that. I will continue to send the healing energy of this particular pile for as long as it is needed. You and your loved ones are safe. There's some worries here. We kind of talked about anxieties. I don't know if I specifically said worries, but there's some worries or anxiousness concerning others, and that, you know, you may even take on their own fears and anxieties as well. And so it's admirable to care and to feel for others and empathize with others the way that you are doing. I do feel as though confirmation or reassurance is needed. So this group is getting that reassurance of like, they're going to be okay. This could have to do with like medical issues or just kind of like those worries that are built up. You may also feel so deeply connected and tied to them that if you are feeling those worries, like it can amplify it. It can amplify it for you. I feel like luck is on your side though with good fortune. I feel like, you know, again, and with this as well, this year is going to be a year of protection, that you can also set those intentions for protection for loved ones. I also feel as though if you have felt like your actions or distancing yourself from other people might cause them harm in some way, like as though they, maybe like you feel like they need you to be okay, but it's taking away from your well-being. I feel like this card is kind of saying like they are safe, like they will be okay if you take some time for yourself to heal. And you may not have given yourself that. And this may be, you know, this message is coming through me, but it's also through you picking your pile intuitively through your own guidance. So this message is coming through me, but yourself is like kind of, you know, needing to hear this, right? It's like we ask for guidance and then the universe reflects back what we need to hear in whatever capacity it comes through. But hopefully this for you confirms that you are needing, you know, you are needing some extra time for your well-being because you've been giving a lot to others. Yeah. So that message did want to come through for some of you, needed to hear that. So if that resonated with you, then, you know, your intuition chose this file for a reason. All right, let's keep going with, I do feel like I want to pull, oops, yep, we do. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is a year where you, and look at that full moon in Pisces, a lot of water energy. Even though we started out with air energy and communication, the moon in general is connected to water. It does control the tides. It does control us as human beings because we are made mostly of water. So we're directly influenced by the energy of the moon. But the message of the Pisces energy is that you're balancing spirituality and practicality. So you may need to learn some spiritual practices that will help you with your well-being. And that just kind of confirms, again, this need to work with your abilities and your empathic abilities, your psychic, your intuitive abilities, to work with them in order to create balance. So that is another intention. I also feel like your spirit babies are kind of saying like they are teaching you, like they are bringing you the guidance you need to achieve this balance that is so needed for you right now and for your well-being and health. Because I do feel with the King of Pentacles in reverse, and this, see how these kind of kings are both mirroring each other, but they're opposite. So the physical reality, which is the practicality, is in reverse. And the spiritual reality, which is the spirituality here, is right side up with the King of Cups. So you can even see like this green-blue balance happening, or kind of like dichotomy happening here, also represented in this dichotomy of these two fish swirling around each other in this blue-green type moon image. See, so this is kind of like, whenever I see those images like connecting for me, to me, it's confirming that there's a disconnect between that spirituality and the physical, and we're combining those. And that's how we as empaths and like spiritual healers, because I do feel that this group is also healers, that is how we can remain grounded and protect ourselves from this kind of Ten of Swords energy that can be so heavy. And actually it felt, you know, that type of stress energy, if it sticks around for too long, can actually affect our health and our physical health, as well as mental, emotional. So it's a very important message for some of you to learn how to balance that out. It could be through crystal healing, Reiki, and sometimes it's not a one and done thing, you know, especially if you're sensitive and you're watching this, you know, it's not one and done, it's ongoing. It's ongoing protection, you know, it's ongoing upkeep of cleansing our space, cleansing our energy, taking time out when it's needed to focus on realigning ourselves and our chakras. And you can do that with the help of healing as well, of energy healing. So I hope that helps. Comment down below if you have questions about that, or if you want to reach out to me directly. You can find that information. You can reach out to me on my website. But yeah, ultimately, I do feel like this is an opportunity to start looking into that a little bit more, and I think you'll find it to be really, really helpful. I know I take on other people's energy all the time, but I also know what works for me as far as like getting it cleansed, like releasing it and recognizing that I don't have to hold on to it. And it's also a practice of being very aware of your physical self, your physical body. So you don't want to deny the physical form because of how it feels. If it feels bad, you want to actually go into those feelings deeper and release them. All right. We're not going to cover all that in this reading. It's just way too much. I could, you know, there's books about this, so I could definitely go on for a while about that. But let's keep going. I do feel like we're moving on to some more messages, some further confirmations, or anything that I've missed. Amplify your positive emotions. Ooh. So this is some further guidance about working with the negative emotions or working with difficult emotions. Amplifying positivity, raising your vibration. It's going to be helpful. Taking account, you know, taking full account and awareness of the positive feelings versus the negative feelings, and doing your best to amplify those with intention. We have celebrate differences. To me, this is again celebrating how you may be different from others or feel different, and it may be, again, it may be the environment that you're experiencing. Seek beauty, and we have maintain your childlike spirit. So there's a lot of like celebration, seeing the beauty, and we have 4/4 angel numbers, 444. You may see fours a lot. So there's a lot of like seeing the beauty in things and celebrating the different things that make you unique, others unique, and embracing that you have, this childlike spirit, rather than seeing it as a setback. So rather than seeing any sensitivities as a setback, seeing it as beautiful. And also I get the sense that you do appreciate the more finite details of things. Like you appreciate the unique little things that other people may go unnoticed. In others, I feel like you have a really big imagination and you're able to just kind of see the world as this like magical place. And sometimes it doesn't always treat you back like that, right? Like it's like sometimes you run into those people who aren't the most self-aware and also not the most kind to others or empathetic to others. You know, they're not as caring, I guess. So don't lose, your spirit babies don't want you to lose sight of this childlike beauty, this childlike vision of the world, where you're saying it is a beautiful place. Just because maybe even you feel like you can slip into this darkness, sometimes there's beauty in sadness, there's beauty in that, but also there's no need to stay in that either. You have the power to call upon your spirit babies, call upon the healing energies of the universe, reach out to some energy healers who can understand and relate to what you're going through as well, and surround yourself with that. So there's almost, I'm hearing kind of like you entering a void, the void of possibilities in 2023, where you kind of have to, and in some ways, some of you may, I'm hearing kind of some of you may be reaching a low going into 2023, where you're feeling like you're in a low or a lull, and the moon is finally like illuminating for you in this darkness, right? In this darkness, you're finding a light. You're finding that there's a stroke of good luck and fortune, just like the lightning kind of lights up the sky, or the moon lights up the night sky. You're finding this fortune, this light in the darkness, and you're able to like soar towards it. You're flying towards it. That's what I feel like with the bat, right? Like you're finding your new direction, your focus. You're able to see this conclusion. You're also able to see when others can't. You're able to see things and tap into things that other people are not aware of. You're seeing beauty that other people aren't aware of. You're seeing special things in others and in life and in nature that other people aren't attuned to, because you are sensitive to these energies. So I hope that's confirmation for you as well, on top of just kind of knowing that you're moving towards the light, right? Okay, we're gonna and it can be hard to do that when you are struggling with a lot of anxiety or a lot of like you know, mental stress. So let's keep going with some final messages from your spirit babies, group 4. What are some final things they want you to know and to hear? Ooh, okay. Mercy. This is a very healing card as well. Let compassion fill your world. Offer kindness to all living things. What you give, you also receive. So this year is all about receiving the positive intentions and the positive emotions that you're putting out there into the world. It's also a very kind of biblical, and when I see this image, it kind of looks like a saint or a woman of, I want to say like divinity. Oh, we also have partnership. Learn to grow with others, overcome obstacles by working together, touch each other's hearts while life lasts. I mentioned, you know, some toxic kind of interactions or feeling toxic, you know, like a toxic work environment or something like that. Sorry, I don't know if I finished my thought with this, but I felt like it was very biblical, like this image of this woman, something like a saint or somebody who is very spiritually attuned, you know, like a priestess energy with this card, which I do sense from this group is very priestess. We also talk about the high priestess card in tarot being very directly connected to the moon energy and to divine feminine psychic abilities. We also have partnership. So this is, as I mentioned, learning to grow with others. I feel as though you're creating new partnerships that are helping you to grow, that are attuned to your, and appreciate you and appreciate your big heart. So I feel as though that's also what your spirit babies, spirit guides are bringing in this year. I feel like there's one card. I don't want to end yet for some reason. So, oh my gosh. Whoa, that card flew out. Did you guys see that? I literally just picked up and this card wanted to come out. Some of you are reconciling parent connections in certain ways. So it says, remember the source of love. A loving action is all you need to begin the process. Reach out with a simple first step. So some people you are finding resolution with. I think in some ways you're reconciling difficult connections or relationships or difficult situations with people. This year is going to be about reconciling those, whether it's directly with that person if you're able to do it, or reconciling it within yourself, because not all of us can reconcile certain relationships. Some people are not open or willing or unable to respect your boundaries, respect you. But for this group, there are some relationships and situations that you are reconciling to better connect, to better find love and positive emotions, right? Like, I do feel like these cards are all about compassion and giving compassion to others and to yourself as well. Like, knowing and supporting yourself in how you're feeling about the situation, but also being able to reconcile somebody else's inability to give you what you need, in the sense that you're able to kind of not let it control you or make you doubt yourself. You know, I've been realizing lately that sometimes it's like, maybe you can't forgive certain people, but sometimes you can reconcile or find peace with the way somebody is or the way someone has treated you once you give yourself complete validation about it. Because sometimes I feel like it's the validation that we're waiting for, like the validation for feeling how we feel, or the validation in being angry at somebody. Like, I feel like sometimes we're waiting on that validation forever, and that's really what's keeping us from finding peace with it. But as soon as we get to that place where we're like, you know what, I'm never gonna get the validation from them, but like I can give that to myself, then we start to like reconcile them and where they're at, like, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure if that resonated with everybody, but that's just something that I've been kind of sifting through and kind of learning about myself. So thought that message just kind of came through. That's going to do it for this reading. I will link above to another pick a card reading about spirit babies, and I will link below to all of my pregnancy playlists, as well as other pick a card readings that you might find interesting in the description box below, so you can get started on that next. Otherwise, comment down below if you have not done so already. Just let me know which pile you have chosen. Maybe you've already posted to receive the healing energy. So if you haven't, that's just a reminder to do that. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. That really helps my channel out so much, and I would appreciate it so much. And if you are enjoying my readings and my energy, I would love it if you would join our family of celestial beings and